Congratulations on reaching level 99. Yeah! I beat Titan Conquest! Didn't I? Hey, Bellogan here. In this video, we're going to talk about what to do now that you've hit level 99. So we often say that that is just the tutorial, and now the game has actually begun. You might be tempted to come up here now in the Acropolis and create a new hero and start over, and while you can certainly do that, I would recommend holding off for a little bit. So let's talk about what you do now that you are at level 99. There's a couple places we can go that give you some resources for goals to shoot for in the long term, but there's a couple really obvious ones. So first, if you come and look in the shipwright, there are still two more ships that we don't have. There's the Neo Phoenix, which is 10 billion drachma, and I've got about 1.6 right now. We've got this counter in here that says to 2 billion drachma. I'm not sure why that's there. New since the first time I ran through an account. But once you hit that, you can go to the underworld. After that, the Lightseeker ship becomes available for purchase, and it's a meager 75 billion. So both of these are pretty big drachma grinds that you'll have to go through. So getting to the Neofix, you saw when we were grinding on the Black War, took about 3.5 hours to get to level 99, and in that time I gained about 2.5 billion drachma. So a couple day grind to get the Neo Phoenix. Lightseeker, on the other hand, can take a couple of weeks, and it's not uncommon for it to do so. There's a couple ways you can help speed that up. One of them is by getting a red thief set. Now, I haven't talked a whole lot about gear sets other than just mentioning them, but here in the wiki you have different types of gear sets, and this goes into a lot of detail. I'm going to do a separate video on a deep dive. But Thief you can get gives an extra 3% drachma. Clan gives 2% to all stats, so it's decent as well if you'd like to finish farming out your clan set. If you're going to decode your Thief set though, before you kind of get on your set that you want to settle on, you want to work on increasing your power up until you get to about 20k power. And the reason for that is in the code breaker, when you go and decode gear, the two things that impact how strong your gear is first of all your power up to 20k, and that's where that caps out. And then after that, the decode rank also impacts. Well, it does all along. Once you hit 20k power, then only your decode rank can change the power of your equipment. So once you've hit 20k, you know you've done what you can to increase your power. The curve for the perks on your gear kind of has a non-linear ramp, just like all of our experience graphs as you start to get higher. So once you pass about 11k, you'll notice it starts to go up faster and faster as you use boosters. So how do you incrementally increase it? Well, by farming memories and increasing your current rank, and by using cores to increase your power. So right now I've only used somewhere between 27 and 49 cores max. You can use 1,000 cores each, and the way that you farm cores really is the same way that you farm chests. You can pick a low level area like on Earth and just go hammer them out, clearing the area hoping the chests respawn, or you can hop around from area to area and look for chests to farm. This also farms memories, the same way as you're farming cores that you can use to decode better gear and increase your power. Along the way, if you're fighting Titans, so I like to do this, say, on the moon, and where you have a lot of Titans, you get an increased AC rate drop. The first thing I would buy with your AC is probably the item magnet. Now, I've got Borgen gear in here somewhere. I don't remember where it's at in the wiki. Let's do it this way. I'm going to come here to the milestones, and this kind of lists everything out I'm going to be talking about in this video, but here's Borgen. Alright, so the item magnet gains an extra drop sometimes. It's a little bit of drachma, it's 1,667, so it's a decent chunk. It'll take you a while to save it, but it duplicates a 1 in 5 chance every item that you pick up. So when you are farming memories or farming cores, that greatly speeds up how quickly that happens. And you'll use this early game and late game, you'll use it as well when you're farming materials or cores. The other bike that I like to recommend picking up is the Daemona Lysa, and this one's only 400, but it auto enrages your enemies. So it's just like using a Berserk Charm all the time, so you're going to double your gains. And that makes your farms for drachma significantly shorter. provided you have enough defense to protect yourself against those things. So once you've done that and you've gotten your power up to 20k, then you can come decode a red thief set. If there's any pieces that you're missing and you really want to spend on them, you can potentially pick them up from the red commissary. Now another place we can go, now that we're level 99, is we have hero shops available. Now hero shops is equipment sold by other players. Once they hit level 99, they pay, I want to say 250 AC to open a shop. And there's all kinds of things in here, so you can come and pick any of these shops to buy things from. Now, how do you know who to buy from? Who's going to have the best? Well, if you're a supporter, you get some search functions up here for gear and sets and type. But if you just want to make sure you're getting the best gear possible for your money, since buying a piece of gear from someone who just hit level 99 versus someone who's already max decode rank is going to be the same, come up here to game progress, scroll down to the triumphs, and click on the one here that says max decode rank. All right, so right now there are 23 players who have hit decode rank 99. So any of these guys are going to be selling gear that is the strongest available. So I'm just going to click on the top guy on the list here, Dragon Warrior 7813, and then click on his shop and see what he's got available. So he's selling white gear, blue gear, some red gear, yellow gear. So these all have varying amounts. So your yellow Slayer gear, this is what I recommend for your end game, is 350 AC a piece. If you want to skip straight towards a Slayer set, if you've got enough AC to do that, you can certainly go that route. Or if you want to pick up, say, some Thief gear, these are 200 AC a piece, but they're going to be better and higher ranked than the stuff from the Red Commissary in this case. But you don't have to buy them from here. If you want to work up and decode your own gear and use that all along, you can certainly do that. The first players in the game had to do that themselves to get the strongest gear. And so it's a perfectly viable way to play the game as opposed to spending ancient coins on this stuff. All right, once you have gotten your 10 billion drachma and you've gotten to the underworld, there is a story there that you can do called Death's Door. And this account I do not have that unlocked on, but Death's Door has a particular piece of gear, and it's the first area of underworld, but they've got a piece of gear that'll help your power jump a lot. I'm going to show you that on my character here, Belogan, not that, is it this hero? Yeah, it's this hero I have equipped on. It's the Helm of Darkness. Now, right now it's showing 677 defense. That's because I have leveled this gear up to level 99, so you get double the level bonus for gear, which is something else that kicks in at level 99. But when you first pick it up, it's 477 defense. Needless to say, if I look at my gear, load this up here. Just thinking about it. If I look at my gear, I'm looking at 131 defense for my highest piece, 107 at my lowest. That versus 477, that's a pretty big difference. That's going to give you a pretty big power boost right away. Now, you don't actually want to farm with that helmet on because it does cause blindness all the time, which means you're missing about half the time. Super annoying. But you can absolutely use it for increasing your power when you're decoding gear. It'll give you a pretty big bump. So I did a comparison on a hero where I had all clan gear equipped. My power was about 8,000 and it jumped me up to about 10,000. On another hero where I had all blue gear from hero shops with the attack, defense, crit, and experience perk, which is kind of my sweet spot recommendation for blues at 50 AC each on new characters for alternate heroes. And then this loadout here, but I think using Wormslayer, he had about 10k power, 10k power, and it bumped him up to almost 15k power. So it was a pretty big bump on that guy, just because he had a higher defense perk total than you had with the clan red set. So that's another way. Once you get it up to 20, you're good. You can decode your gear there. But that helmet will help you get there. Additionally, that story also drops another billion drachma, so that'll take a small dent out of your grind getting to level 99. All right, let's come back to the wiki and let's roll through what is listed in there under milestones. So early game we've already completed. Early mid game, here we go, talking about saving 10 billion drachma for Underworld, 75 billion for Mount Olympus, save AC for your first Borg bike purchases, and then collect bobbleheads. Bobbleheads is something you can start doing immediately. The easiest one to get is Athena, and basically go to Athena's lair that's on Earth and just start killing enemies. I don't know if it's clearing out the area and waiting, or having monsters in a certain alphabetical order killed. I don't know. Just go in, start clearing the area. Eventually this bobblehead will drop for you, and that's going to give you a permanent 50% experience bonus and 25% evade bonus for all characters on your account afterwards. Most of the rest of these come from killing specific titans when they pop. So Apollo, Ares, Artemis, Hades, and Hera and Poseidon. So all of those you can get through public events. Your vanguards can spawn those. They spawn randomly. There's a chance for them to spawn at the top of the hour, but your vanguard can spawn them at any time. Zeus, you'll have to wait till you get to Mount Olympus to do. Hephaestus, I'm going to say that really wrong, aren't I? This one you have to have 8 pieces of gear. They're each gear level 25. And that will unlock just through playing at some point. And then Barry is going to be a tough one to get. You have to get a killing blow on a Super Titan with the poison status effect. There's the Ruiner Bike from Borgen that gives you the poison condition. And that's kind of the most helpful way to get that particular bobblehead. The other one that's not in here, oh, it is in here, Hamius, and that's to get 100 hamster turds. That just is killing a lot of server hamsters or participating in super hammy events and getting lucky. I haven't even gotten this one yet on my main account. A few people have, but not tons. So those are bobbleheads. Let's see what else we got on here next. Early mid-game, bobbleheads, safe racing for bike purchases. If I looked at, and when we talked about Borgen in detail, the what I would consider your bare minimum for God tier, you want to get the Crazy Tapper bike, which is 6,667 AC, the Ida Magnet, Diamond Laser we talked about, the Thunderbolt of Zeus is 8,000, and then the Line of Sight is 1,000, so that's a helmet and a primary weapon. Altogether, that's just shy of 1,200 AC, so that's going to take a while to farm. So if these grinds look like they're getting potentially longer, they are. That's just the way that the game works. It starts off shorter grinds and progresses slowly into longer grinds. Some other things you can do, listing in here, increasing your decode power, getting that up to rank 99. That one can take a couple months to do. Infusing your gear. So once you get your gear that you want to get to God tier with, you want to start infusing those, and well, when we do our video deep dive, we'll talk about it. But basically, on your armor and your weapons, you're either going to want to infuse their base stat, or for some of them attack percentage, just depending on the strategy that you want to take. All right, getting to God tier is a goal that will take you several months, more likely than not. So I'm going to come back to a different wiki page here for gear leveling. When you gain hero XP, a certain portion of that goes to your hero. So 1/8888 goes to your gear. When gear gets to 2 billion experience like your hero, it becomes level 99. So to get to God tier, first you have to get 1 piece of Onyx Gear, and that will get you to the astral plane where all the enemies you fight are titans. And then things pick up a little bit. When you get all of your pieces to Onyx Gear, then you can fight Kratos at the end. When you do that, then you hit God tier. Cores become uncapped at that point. We're on the astral plane, or 5k everywhere else. Now the reason this takes so long is because the amount of experience that you're getting is pretty small compared to the amount that you need to actually reach this point. It's intended to be a long grind, and it just is. So don't set your sights on, I want to get to God tier and just start working immediately on that. You've got a lot of these other things to do in between to kind of pace yourself. All right, a couple other things we can talk about. If you come under settings, and yep, there's my email, dmailbellogan@gmail. You can always ping me if you want. But you'll notice you have these special name colors, and all of these have different ways to unlock them. So special color number 1, you have to have an Earth only triumph, kill 2,000 titans, decode 10,000 memories, have a sentinel pulse that drops from the sentinel in the Acropolis. Where you can, when you're at the Acropolis, pick cards and then patrol here, you'll see the Acropolis Sentinel has got like 1,000,000 shield at tier 1, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Randall Pulse is a rare item that drops from Randall the Vandal, who's on, I think, Forgotten Ridge on Earth. So that one's not too hard to get. Special color number 2 is just having 7 different total triumphs. Special color 3, you need to have a Deathless Triumph, get a Warmech Pulse, complete 250 bounties, and break a large number of shields. Special number 4 is for collecting 5 hamster turds. Special number 5 is for getting 100 PE pulses, so when you get the killing blow in a public event, you'll get a PE pulse. And then number 6 was only available during a special event. But you can pick one of these to work towards and start working on them. Alright, so the reason I suggested holding off on not creating your second hero until you have more resources is because some things are common between your account with all heroes. So your drachma is common between all heroes, your ancient coins, your vanguard marks, your clan marks, and your card ranks. So another thing you can farm is cards, and that's where you kill enemies to get them up to tier 5 for everyone, and I believe there is a triumph for having 200 of those unlocked. Yep, 200 cards unlocked gets you triumph. So that's something else you can kind of pick to farm in between. Additionally, we're kind of in the middle of implementing the pets system right now. So there is a story on Saturn you can do that gets you a trapping rifle. When you use it to battle pets, there's 6 different types. There's a small % chance that you'll get them as a pet, and then it shows up on your profile. And then later on, when it's fully implemented, to be able to use those to have some kind of area effect is what we've been told. But once you have a fair amount of resources, you can start to go for some of these other triumphs. So 1 trillion location points, that's going to be on your primary hero. 1,000 bounties. Nobody's done this one yet. A couple people are kind of working towards it, but it just takes a lot of time. 1,000 shards of Zeus is pretty easy. When you get to Mount Olympus, Zeus is a titan in the last area with a ton of hit points, so you can battle him for a long time to get a lot of experience. 10,000 missions. A couple people have done this one. This is going to happen probably on your primary hero just as you play every day. 100,000 battles per day. This you can do on any hero. Basically, the strategy here is to equip Kratos and go fight something that has a ton of hit points so that you just can rack out those battles as long as possible. When I did this one, I was stuck in a hotel with nowhere to go for a day with some canceled appointments. It took about 16 hours to get through it. 100k power. This will typically happen either as you're working towards God tier, or you may do it with the hero that's running the Oracle set instead of the Slayer set. You want to get into deep gear guide. We'll talk more about those sets, but the power at 100k you aren't going to typically see on your Slayer set, which is usually what I would recommend for a lot of different reasons. 50k kills a day. This is a lot like 100k kills, but even a little bit harder. I haven't done this one yet. Deathless 99. So here you want to take a hero up to level 99 without dying. There's also one of these for Earth only, meaning you never buy any ship past Earth. So how do you get to level 99 on Earth only? Well, basically you're farming Titans the majority of the time, the whole way. It takes a little bit longer, but doing this Deathless 99 and Earth only 99 at the same time is pretty easy to do. And that is a specialty run, but you're going to want to have access to the hero shops because you're going to take advantage of gear from the hero shops, at least white gear to get to where nothing on Earth can really hurt you, or blue gear, as I talked about prior. There's some hard mode triumphs, which when you make a new hero, if you select hard mode, basically it means enemies are going to hit you for a minimum of 10 damage. Overall, they're all going to hit you for 3 times as much damage. And there's no benefit to doing it other than your hard mode, but it gets that little symbol next to it you saw on my hero back at the Acropolis. Let's see, fully matching set. This just means you've got a set of gear that is all the same color. That one's relatively easy to do. I believe it all has to be the same set as well. So like all clan gear, typically people will do this in. Inaugural season for playing 100,000 battles in the first season. Too late to do this one. If you didn't start back in season 1, that will no longer be available. Kratos only get to level 99 using only your starter weapon and nothing else. You can equip bikes. That's a common question. You can use boosters, but this one is tough to do. You can do it without boosters, but it takes a very long time to do. You're typically going to die a lot because you've got no armor. All right, level 99, well, we hit that. Level 99 hard mode, basically the same thing, but the hard mode hero, max decode rank. This one is a couple month grind on your primary hero. No kills 99, or a pacifist run. This one you would do with a hero where you don't actually kill anything. You run away before you get that killing blow, so you never get any location points. And you have to be careful because every 3 hours there's an area reset where it clears out mobs that have been alive the whole time that haven't been killed, and if you're battling one of them, it despawns and it counts as a kill. So I want to say it's at like 6, 9, 12, and 3 server time. So you want to make sure you're not battling anything at those hour breaks. You also fight a lot of chests, or you use, that combo with Ghost Cloak and Enraged Bike works really well once you get to the Black War to finish that off. Onyx Gear first piece just takes a lot of time in your primary hero. 50k chest, this just takes a lot of time to do. I just recently got this one, I've been playing for a couple of years. Player of the day means that you have the most battles. Now that's not kills, but it's actual fights or taking cover, anything like that's a battle. For the previous day of those who haven't yet won this award. So if you set a day where you battle quite a bit, there's a good chance you can get the player of the day. Most players that are active and on a lot have already won this, so the pool isn't actually that big. Reach Mount Olympus, obviously buy the ship there, sell 150k items. This one's pretty easy to do. You're gonna farm up a ton of items rather than use them, sell them, you get 150k items, that's easy. And the sub 1 hour level 99, this is a specialty run. You're gonna need between 5,000 and 6,000 AC to do this, and I have a video up on it if you'd like to see how. So those are the triumphs and things you can do with alternate heroes. Sometimes people like to have more heroes just because there is a leaderboard for the maximum numbers of heroes, or they want to try things out, or they want to stack having a bunch of their clones in the same area is another reason people might have multiple heroes, or they just want to farm a lot of missions. All right, so with that, hopefully that gives you some ideas of what to do now that you are level 99. As I mentioned, that's just the start of the game. It took me about a week on a fresh account to get there. To get to God tier would probably take me another 8 months, I'm guessing, playing about that much on this account. So it's a long time to get there. It's a lot of work. Pace yourself, set small goals in between, interact with the community, and take time to have fun. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you for watching.